I'm going to demo another one of my apps, and it's called Primary Mathematics. There you can see the app at the top of the screen. This app, basically, you can download from my website, and you can get to the website through my YouTube channel, or click on the link below the video so that you can get to the website. First of all, when you download, to install it on a mobile device, you need to go into your mobile settings to make sure the settings for your application are set to unknown sources checked. If you don't have this unknown sources checked, you will not be allowed to install applications from unknown sources. As I have not registered my apps with Google Play, you will not be able to install them without having this checked in your application section. It allows installation of non-market applications. In other words, if it's not on Google Play, it will allow you to install it on your mobile device. So let's get started. Let's run the Primary Mathematics app once it's installed. I'm going to explain a few features here. The one thing to make sure is that you have the latest version of the app with you at all times. The current version at the top, as you can see just below Primary Mathematics logo, is v3.6. That's version 3.6. I've tried to fix as many bugs that were there, and this version hopefully is bug-free as far as I know. But if you discover any bugs, please let me know. It is a very good app, and the way I've designed this is I feel that this is what a primary mathematics app should encompass. First of all, I'm going to just go into certain screens. So let's look at the score screen. This basically is a standard score screen whereby you can store information, your name, the level, the type of level you've started off with, multiplication level. 0 to 10 is the lower and upper limit that you would have had stored on your settings. 1 meaning a 1 times table, or 1 multiplication table means 1 times multiplication table. Timed means it's timed at 3 seconds. Total, 13 questions in total. You got 13 out of 13, and it's as a percentage, 100%. Similarly, if you go down to the second and the third one, exactly the same, but it's a 2 times table, timed at 4 seconds per question. So every question is 4 seconds long. You get 4 seconds to answer it, and you need to answer it within that time, otherwise it's marked as incorrect. Okay, let's close the screen. Go back to the About screen. Here, the Primary Mathematics, you've got certain options here, which are Math Proofs apps, Feed Me Game, G+ Education, Facebook Education app, Home Simpson app, and my website link. Some of these links are old and have been deprecated, but don't worry about that. If you see the link on the video below, you'll be able to access this application from the website and any other applications that are on there. One thing to bear in mind, I can't stress this enough, is to make sure you have the latest version of my app, version 3.6 in this case, Primary Mathematics. Settings. First of all, I'm going to go and explain the settings, then we'll do a demo of how this feature works within the app itself. Let's go into the settings. Addition and subtraction lower limit. Now, this one you can set your lower limit by just tapping the edit box and moving the cursor. So if I were to say addition and subtraction upper limit is 10, if I were to say add 25 as the lower limit and then move on, what it would have done is changed it to 5. It's adjusted its lower limit to be lower than the upper limit by 5 units. So again, that's a feature of the app, so don't worry if you feel that something's happened and it's gone wrong. It hasn't gone wrong, it's a feature of the app. What you would have to do is adjust your upper limit before you can set the lower limit to start at 25. So the upper limit would have to be higher high enough to set your lower limit to start at, say, 25, for example. And this is your addition sums will range from 25 to 55. So every number between 25 and 55 will be included within the addition and subtraction sums. So if you would be adding sums like 27 plus 47, or 33 33 plus 53 or 54 in effect, but any number lower than 25 you wouldn't get as a sum in effect. So that's just the addition and subtraction limit. Total number of questions which you can set, minimum number of questions is 5, and the maximum number of questions is 100. These are the total number of questions you can set for the application. I've currently set it at 10. Let's get that. There we go. And I'm going to set my lower limit to 0 and 10. Basically, that will what this feature allows you to do is it's very simple. If you've got someone starting at reception level, they would be adding numbers between 0 and say 5, for example, or 10, and that's the whole point of this feature, to allow your child to learn how to add numbers between 0 and 5 and subtract numbers between 0 and 5 and move on between 5 and 10, then 0 and 10, and so on, and between 10 and 20, and then 0 and 20. That way you're building the child's confidence as you're moving along with the sums and as your child seems to grow both in intelligence and in age. So again, the set timer, you can uncheck. By unchecking set timer, you don't have a timer limit set. When you check it, timer bar appears. Timer is equal to 6 seconds. You can set that as minimum as 2 seconds. The maximum timer will allow you per question is 16 seconds. You should be able to add numbers in there between this timer. So I'm going to set that at say 5 seconds. What I've got, the addition upper limit will go as far as 100, by the way, and the lower limit is 0. 100 for the addition and subtraction upper limit, just to mention that. Let's go back. Below the timer bar, what we have is the multiplication and division sums. Now, what I've done here for the multiplication and division sums, you can have a 0 as the random setting. So you'll get multiplication sums such as 5 times 3 or 7 times 4, they're random sums. And if you have a multiplication as 3 or division as 3, you will only get 3 times table sums in effect. You won't get say 5 6s in effect. What you will get is just your 3 times table between 0 times 3 to 12 times 3. And division is exactly the same. Every number would be divisible by 3. What it does is allow you to learn multiplication and division, and the fact that the division is the opposite of multiplication. So let's set, just to test it, let's set that at say 6 times table. Click OK. Those are our settings done. Again, I've currently got the timer set at 5 seconds. So what you will see is a timer appear at the top of the page and it will count down. I'm going to try the multiplication for you. There we go. Just click the edit box and the keyboard will appear. If I don't answer the first question, I get incorrect as my answer, as the instant feedback. Again, there we go, incorrect number 2. Now 6 2s are 12. Put the answer in. wait for the timer to finish, I get correct feedback, and I got a total score of 1 out of 13. Here, number 4 incorrect, number 5, 6 4s 24 correct, just in time, 6 5s are 30, and so on. 36. What I've done here is on your screen you can also see restart and close. You can restart at any point if you wish to do so. The timer bar again is per individual questions, and you've got 5 seconds to answer and 1 second for the instant feedback thereafter the 5 seconds. 9 6s, 10 6s. We'll go through all 13 questions just to see how it will finish. 11 6s. 12 6s at 72. There we go. Now what you'll see underneath your 13th question is your name, edit box, and save score. You can either enter your name in and save the score, or you can close the screen or restart again. When you enter your name in, save score, it will take you to your score screen, and you'll get to see what your score is in comparison with the rest of the score table. But I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is restart. There we go. It restarts the same process again. And this is again a 6 times table, teaching you the 6 times table, 1 times 6, 2 times 6, and so on. Let's close that screen. Stops the multiplication. Division is the opposite of multiplication, and as we can see, 0 divided by 6, 6 divided by 6 would be 1. This is what it's saying in effect is 6 1s are 6, and it's the opposite of multiplication. 6 2s are 12s, therefore it's the opposite of multiplication. That is the basic concept of division, that between division and multiplication there is not much of a difference as long as you understand the concept. So I'm going to close that screen. Now what I'm going to do, addition and subtraction, again, it's very straightforward. If it's timed, it's exactly the same under a timer. What I'm going to do is take the timer off and show you a setting without the timer. I'm going to uncheck the timer. What I'm going to do is put multiplication and division to random, so I'll get a random set of questions for multiplication and division. Let's try multiplication. Now I should be getting a random set of questions, 6 3s, 18. Click next to invoke the next question. Correct, I'll get an instant feedback again. 8 zeros, 0, 10 questions. I've set the maximum number of questions to be 10, and it will adhere to that. 8 zeros are 0. Next. 1 zeros are 0. Next. These questions are generated randomly. Again, if you answer a question wrong, you get an incorrect feedback and a vibration on your phone, so don't worry about the vibration feature on the phone. $56. Let's answer all of these 10 questions. You do not have to answer all. If you feel that you've started off poorly, you can restart at any stage, and it's back to question 1. Let's do that. Just close that. This is just the multiplication, random multiplication questions. Division, again, these are random division questions now. 11 divided by 1, 49 divided by 7, 7, 7, 49, and so on. 77 divided by 7, There we go. So that is basic concept of multiplication and division. Addition, sums, very similar, and subtraction. Random questions between 0 and 10, 0 at 0, 0, 5 at 4. Simple enough to work through. One thing you have to bear in mind is the first time you do these questions, subtraction, is you need to tap into the edit box to invoke the keyboard, the keypad to turn up, number keypad on your Android device. There we go. Once it's been invoked, as long as you don't remove the focus from the edit box or click on done on your keyboard, it will keep on, the keyboard will stay on your screen. For example, if I were to say click done on my keyboard, the keyboard disappears. What you're supposed to do is tap to the edit box again for the keyboard to reappear. Tap 4, click next. You do not have to click done on your keyboard, otherwise the keyboard will disappear. Once you've gone past that, just close that. What I've done is the primary screen, the main screen of the app, has its classification as I see that it should be in this form, simply because a child must learn in a particular format. Once they learn addition, they move on to subtraction, then they move on to multiplication, and they move on to division. If once a child gets to grips with addition and subtraction, you can try addition and subtraction mixed questions, which appear at random, and multiplication and division mixed questions, which may appear at random, or addition, subtraction, and multiplication, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division questions at random. These buttons are exactly in the form that I envisage them to work for a child. Hope you like the app. Download it from the website below. The link is below the video itself. Cheers.